Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to have a little bit of a get it ready with me and talk about Artis Brushes and compare it to MAC, Royal Langnickel, TJ Maxx, talk about the knockoffs, the comparisons, the real truth about Artis, and I'm going to tell you about how to clean them. So if you're interested in that, please keep watching. I'm going to show you how to apply your face makeup with the brushes. And I have already put on my concealer because, let's face it, this is a new relationship and, I don't want to move too fast and scare you or anything. And so I put on my concealer, my eyeshadow. You could totally use some of the smaller Artis brushes, like the 3, to do eyeshadow, but I did not. I wanted to have that all done and just show you some basics with it. First thing we're going to do is apply a primer. I'm using the Glossier primer. Now how you apply this is you put some dots on your face. I've got a mirror here, so I'll be looking down a lot. You put some dots on your face and then you take your chosen Artis. This is an 8. It's really big. I prefer a 7, but I don't have one, so I'm using the 8. And you just glide back and forth. Glide it around. I see a lot of people doing this, like as if it was a regular brush or as if it was a sponge, and that's not the proper way. You want to utilize all the area on the brush, and you just want to glide. It's so easy, so fast, so effective. What I like to do with the 3 is I like to put on my concealer so that I can get it right up here into the angle. My fingernails are too long to use my fingers, so I need to use a brush like this, or I use the Circle 1, which is a really great brush. But I like to put it up there. I always use this to put my concealer on for my eye base or whatever eye base I use. And to put this concealer on, I use it for in over here, which I probably could use some concealer over here, but I like to use the Circle 1 to put on lips and to get even closer into the middle. I'm going to tell you something about the Royal Langnickel. They have a Circle 1, which I didn't bring in here. I hate it. It is so scratchy. It's in with this Prismatic set. The Circle 1, the one I have is Brushcraft by Artis. It's a more affordable line, and it is so smooth and it just applies everything so well, but the Royal Langnickel is scratchy. I can't stand it, so I chucked it. I threw it away because I'm never going to use it. I threw it away. First, I'm going to tell you the difference that I have found between Artis brushes and some of the knockoffs. Like I have here the Royal Langnickel Moda, and I have an Eye Beauty from TJ Maxx. I have not bought the big set because every brush except the MAC brushes, which are designed by the same designer, the same format, every other brush just isn't as good. The Artis brushes are totally flat. They have a very flat edge. Everything is just cut real exactly. And you'll find that the knockoffs have this rounded edge. I hope you can see it. I don't know if you can. Maybe if I put it up here. It has a rounded edge. This has a flat edge all the way atop. The sides are perpendicular. You get so much more area that you can use for coverage on your face with an Artis brush than you do with a knockoff. With an Artis brush, I could use all of this for product. With this knockoff, you can use about this much area for a product. You can get like in the sides where if you're contouring, you can use that part. But really, if you're putting on your foundation or anything else, you can't get as much coverage because of how the brush is built. I mean, you can see, you can roll it and stuff, and this is just flat surface on surface. This has very little surface area that's actually on your skin. So I really prefer the Artis brushes. I personally think that if you have some of the knockoffs, like say you have the ones from TJ Maxx, they have a lot of different sets. They're all by the same maker as each other, I'm pretty sure. But they have a lot of different sets, a lot of different sizes. If you have these, you're going to really enjoy using them. And you won't know the difference compared to an Artis brush because you've never used one. And these will be just fine. I think you will enjoy them so much, especially this one, because it'll get right up into here, right up into here, under there, in your ears, wherever you want it. So there's nothing wrong with these. They just, if you have the Artis, you're not going to like these very much because the Artis is such a sleeker brush. There's also a difference in the way that they're made. The Artis brush has a sturdier handle than the knockoffs. Like, for instance, the Royal Langnickel. Now, I love Royal Langnickel. I used them when I was an artist, and I, have used them just about all my life. But in these prismatics, they're kind of cheap in the neck here. It has a totally different feel. If you did something like this and pushed on it, you could snap it. That's not going to happen with this one. You still want to be careful because you can see that the neck is so much skinnier than everything else. You just want to be careful. But with the Moda Prismatics, when you clean them, Artis has a $39 cleaning pad that is just the perfect solution for cleaning the brush. You spray a little bit of stuff on the brush, you rub it on the pad, and you're good to go. If you are using powder products, you just rub it on the pad without spraying it, and you go to your next powder product. When you use the knockoffs on the scrubby pad, say this is a scrubby pad, and you use them like this, you can easily break this. It'll just snap right off. You won't feel that with the Artis. It's a heavier brush, it feels better in your hand, and the neck is not as spindly. I've talked about Artis brushes on my blog and on my Snapchat incessantly, and I've shown the Royal Langnickel on my Snapchat, on my Instagram. I've talked a lot about these, and I have a blog post on Artis that I'll reference down below, and you can go look that up if you want to. I would suggest getting like either a 6 or a 7 for your face makeup. The 6 is a little too small. The 8 is not the size I prefer. It's really big, but it's great for body buffing, shining up, bronzing, and highlighting. It's just not the size I prefer. I don't like this one in the Royal Langnickel at all because I just don't like that it's rounded. I know that I'm getting an uneven application, and it's just not good enough for me once I've tasted the original. I just can't even. But this smaller one by Royal Langnickel, I kind of like it. It is more comparable to the 6 by Artis or MAC than some of the different size brushes are. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my MAC 6, and I'm going to put on foundation. Today I'm using Maybelline Cushion in 40. We've already prepped our face, so we'll put on our foundation. And with most foundations, you don't want to apply it to the brush. You want to put it on your face and then just draw it to the different areas. I like to use these cushion foundations with this brush just lightly tapped on, but if you have a liquid or a cream foundation, you just want to put spots on. You don't want to put it in the brush. It'll get down too deep into the bristles, and it'll be harder for you to clean it. It is made for the product to glide on top of the bristles, not be wedged in the bristles. So anyway, I was going slow because I'm talking. It really is a really quick application. I never planned on doing a get ready with me this early in the game, you know what I mean? But I wanted to teach you about these brushes. I've just seen so many things done that is fine, but people just aren't getting the maximum benefit that they could from these brushes. And I think you'll learn to love them more if you just go like this instead of dab, 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 back and forth, back and forth. Let's put some on here. It just feels good too. Now I like to take the bigger Artis, the 8, to do some contouring. Got Bahama Mama here. I usually contour with this, my Jessie's Girl highlight and contour palette, or I'll use the Pixi Strobe and Sculpt. And I just rub it a little bit in there. And usually I take the edge and use the edge, but I'm just using the base right now because I've talked about the base so much. Okay, this is why I usually use the side of the brush. Oh yeah, okay. Well, you can see it blends out pretty well, except for that big spot I missed. Okay, great presentation. Anyway, usually with contouring, I'll take it like this, and then I'll rub it out and blend it. But today, I guess we're going heavy and we're doing this. Can't forget under here and get all this stuff. I love this Bahama Mama. I had it for a long time, never used it, and then rediscovered it one day. And if you've heard me say this before, it's my secret weapon, because my husband always said, "Oh, you look pretty." I'm like, Bahama Mama, yeah. A friend of mine had asked if the Artis brushes or the Beauty Blender was quicker, because she was interested about that. And you can see that the Artis is just so much quicker. You just push and glide. Okay, so we're just gonna be a little wonky there. Once I have my foundation and my contour on, I usually like to set it just a little bit, kind of, and give myself a little bit of a glow. And I do use a regular powder brush, and I love these It Cosmetics powder brushes. Bought it myself. I've bought several of them because I love them and I don't ever want to be without. And this is most often what I use kind of for finishing. It's my Physicians Formula translucent mineral pearls. I like it because it gives me a little bit of a glow, and I need glow because I'm dry. I think I need to self tan my face again because it's gotten really pale. Probably all that anti-aging stuff I put on it. I just started using the Maybelline Dream Cushion because I think it's pretty cool, and I like the finish that it gives. I've been using my Osmosis pressed base in beige light. When I had self-tanned, it was way too light for me. But you can see I really love this. I want to get the beige medium and another beige light for backup. I like to do that on my forehead, especially because my forehead is so dang shiny. I don't know why, but it's shiny. So again, using the number 8 brush, I'm going to apply a little bit of blush and hope that I don't mess it all up, since this is my first kind of get ready with me. I'm using the Rome Rose Glowy Powder from Pixi. This is a brilliant collaboration by Aspyn Ovard. It's so brilliant. I hope I can explain it right. In this glowy powder, there's blush and there's glow elements, so that when you put on this powder, you don't really even need a highlighter, because the light picks up all different elements of this blush. Oh, so pretty. It just picks up different elements, and your face just has that healthy glow with the powder. But for demonstration purposes, we're going to use a highlight anyway. I think this is, I can't even express it enough. This is an incredible collaboration with Pixi. This blush is nothing short of genius. I'm telling you, it does so many things at once. It is genius. I like a good smart blush. Today I think I'll use a little bit of No, I'm going to use Santorini Sunset. I usually always use the London Luster, but I have a little bit of self-tan, and so I want to use the little bit darker and more golden Santorini Sunset, and I'm just going to apply that right there. Why does that make us smile? I mean, it's so awesome to put on highlight, right? Oh, I should do this with the little brush with the 3. I love the 3. It does so many different things. I'm telling you, the 3 is a great brush. If you were just getting like 3 brushes, I'd suggest the Circle 1R, the 3, and either a 6 or 7. But then you gotta do your body bronzing. So you might want the 8. And then for just no purpose whatsoever, I'm going to take a little bit of this lip gloss. This is a Sephora lip gloss. Sephora brand collection is so overlooked. It has such good items in it, and they're so inexpensive. This one is called Poppin' Bottles. I'm just getting a little bit shine. Yeah, girl. A little bit of Nars for bronzing. Using my 6. And this is how we do it. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any more questions about the Artis brushes, the MAC brushes, any of the knockoffs, just be sure and leave me a message down below. Or if there's anything that you want to see in particular on a video from me, please leave me that message. And as always, if you could give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my socials, I'd be ever so grateful. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it so much. Bye.